Welcome to Motorcycle Live NEC. We've jumped over to the Suzuki stand. The big news for Suzuki for 2025 is they're back into Supermoto. So we're going to go look at the new 450 Supermoto. But here at Motorcycle Live, Suzuki are also celebrating 25 years of the Hayabusa. So we're going to look at the Hayabusa collection, and just because I remember the championship so well, we've got John Reynolds' 2004 championship winning BSB bike to reflect some of those old memories. So this is the big talking point for Suzuki, the new Supermoto 450. Prices have not been announced yet, but we're looking to be riding this bike in spring. Now, I'm old enough to remember when Supermoto was huge, when everybody had a Supermoto bike. Honda, Kawasaki, Suzuki, Gas, Vertimati, Husaberg, everybody was Supermoto crazy. Hopefully that craze will come back round with Suzuki launching the new 450. I'm looking forward to riding it. In terms of spec, we're looking at 38 horsepower at 8,000 RPM, 37 Newton meters of torque at 6,500 RPM. There's going to be a sister bike to this, which is the S, which is obviously going to come on more off-road tyres, more off-road suspension. But personally, I hope Suzuki take us somewhere glamorous, give us a Supermoto track, give us some tricky, sticky track day tyres, and let us have some fun. Can't believe it's 25 years of the legendary Suzuki Hayabusa. And yes, I am old enough to remember the original bike and the first time I rode it, which was at Bruntingthorpe Airfield back in my youth when I had hair and I was a little bit thinner. It was the badass bike of the time. It was immense. It was power, it was torque, and there was no rider aids. So you hit the throttle with a cold Bridgestone rear and it would just light up so easily. It was so much fun. And back then it was the bike that would read 200 miles an hour on the analog clock. Whether it did 200 miles an hour, I'll leave you that to discuss below. To see the original Hayabusa brings back some great memories. I loved riding this bike in my youth when I started out as a motorcycle journalist. But Suzuki are continuing with the Hayabusa, so we'll have a quick look at the modern day Hayabusa, but also some of the very special bikes that brought to Motorcycle Live in 2024. We got bikes from the famous Jack at Whole Shot Racing, who builds phenomenal turbo bikes that are incapable of phenomenal speeds. We got to finish up at the Suzuki stand with a 2004 championship winning GSX-R 1000 K4 ridden by John Reynolds. This was the unique bike at the time because the rules had just changed in the British Superbike, so this was the first inline 4-cylinder 1000 bike to win the championship. Funnily enough, I got the opportunity to ride this bike in 2004, and here's a little fact for you. John Reynolds never rode with a race shift, so he raced with a conventional road shift as opposed to the rest of the grid who rode with a race shift. But it obviously didn't hinder him anyway, because he won the championship in 2004 and continues to be a Suzuki ambassador and helps with development of new models. So that's it from Suzuki. Interesting to see all the attention on the new Supermoto, and I'm looking forward to riding that bike. Should be light, should be agile, should be fun. But also, as an older guy, it's nice to reflect on some of the history. 25 years of the Suzuki Hayabusa. I honestly don't have thought it, and I can't believe I'm that old. And what a great to see the old GSX-R championship winning bike, John Reynolds' levers, John Reynolds' bike. We should be hopefully riding the new Supermoto in early 2025. So please follow our YouTube channels. We'll get a full review of that shortly. If you've got any technical questions about the bike or remember the Hayabusa and want to flood us with some memories, get it all below. Click subscribe and click like.